What's going on, everyone? Your mom's favorite YouTuber, KKS here. Welcome back to the next episode in my travel series. Today, as you can see by the title and my jersey I'm wearing, we're going to be watching 15 Things You Didn't Know About Brazil. So when I went to Brazil, it was, how long ago was it? I think 4 years ago? Not two, 4 years ago. Four and a half to 5 years ago, about around then. Um, and yeah, I stayed there for about a week, maybe longer. Um, so yeah, let's see how much of this I remember or don't remember. Let's get it.
Today we're exploring the exotic and stunning country of Brazil. The largest South American country, Brazil is known for its incredible ecological variety, beautiful beaches, and even more beautiful women. Brazil was famously colonized by Portugal in 1500, making it the only South American
Hold up, what is that? Look behind, like you see my mouse behind this.
famously colonized by Portugal in
What is
1500,
that thing?
making it the only South American country to not speak Spanish. Home to the
Jeez.
famous Amazon River and the huge tropical forest that surrounds it, many medicines, species, and natural phenomena have been discovered here. Because ALUX.com is dedicated to becoming the world's best resource on the world's most diverse and
Oh,
fascinating
interesting. I didn't go
countries.
here.
So here are 15 things you didn't know about Brazil. Number 1. Brazil's Baía do Sancho is the best beach in the world.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't know this. I don't think I went there. I went to one beach and it wasn't some famous beach. By the way, I went to Rio, so I don't know about like anywhere else like Brasilia, Sao Paolo, or anywhere. But yeah, I know the Rio stuff. So
According to TripAdvisor reviews, Baía do Sancho is the best beach in the world thanks to its crystal clear waters and incredible landscape. Particularly perfect for divers and snorkelers, visitors will be able to swim
oh, it's a
alongside
turtle.
turtles, clownfish, parrotfish, and even reef sharks. Part of its own network of islands, many visitors come for 2 or 3 days to fully take advantage of it.
Fair enough.
Number 2. 82% of Brazilians can trace their ancestry back to slavery.
This feels like something I probably should have learned in high school, but I didn't. Um, or maybe I did and I forgot. I don't know. But that's a high
During
number.
the Portuguese
Interesting.
occupation during the 1500s, many Brazilians were enslaved for agricultural work and mining. Slaves of African origin began to arrive in the 16th century, which contributed to Brazil becoming a leading sugar exporter. And even after abolitionism, slaves were continuously shipped to and from Brazil.
Okay, yes, this I knew. Um, Now that I think about it, it does make sense. They were one of the biggest countries when it came to slavery and such, but 82% is still a very high number. So that's why I was
Historically,
surprised.
Brazilian slaves had more of a chance of achieving upward mobility because their skin tone was usually lighter than African
Ooh, that
slaves.
would probably
But the
make more
communities
sense.
still mixed, creating generations of people who could trace their ancestry back to the slave trade.
Interesting.
Number 3. There are two Osama bin Laden themed bars in Brazil. The former
Let me rewind that.
There are two Osama bin Laden themed bars in Brazil.
For what reason? Why? Why would you think this is a good idea?
The former terrorist and Al Qaeda leader seems like a strange person to create a themed
You
bar
think?
around, but the Brazilians have taken the concept and run with it. Bar do Bin Laden in Sao Paulo and Caverna do Bin Laden near Rio are run by lookalikes. Sao Paulo Bar was renamed because the police were called by a concerned patron who thought Bin Laden was lying low behind the bar. These are the most famous, but there are apparently over 10 Brazilian bars and restaurants named after the terrorist leader.
Great. Wonderful.
Number 4. Brazil has 4,000 airports,
Jeez.
beaten only in number by the USA.
I don't think people realize how many airports there are because like it I did not know like in my area how many airports there were. It feels like every day I learn there's a new airport. Um, but 4,000 air I'm sure it includes like private ones too, like and smaller ones, but that's wild.
The busiest airport in Brazil
4K?
is Guarulhos International Airport in Sao Paulo, which serves nearly 40 million passengers a year. Unfortunately, it was recently voted the 10th worst airport in the world by CNN readers
Dang.
because less than half of their flights leave on time and only 59% of flights arrive on schedule. Interested in getting around in a different way? Watch our video about 10 stylish boats for the modern single man.
Okay.
Number 5. Brazil's indigenous people didn't keep written records or build monuments.
I didn't know that either, but interesting.
Very little is known about Brazil's native people because they didn't build monuments or erect any kind of stone structures.
Hmm.
Adding to this is the fact that the soil is acidic and the climate is humid, so many wooden materials and bone remains have been destroyed by the natural surroundings. The only real indication are what are believed to be ancient landfill sites, where the remains of some of the homes and even discarded shellfish have been found. Number 6.
Interesting.
There are approximately 100 communities in the Amazon that have never had contact with the rest of the world.
Interesting. That
The
makes sense
Amazon
though.
rainforest covers a colossal 2.5 million square miles, which is why much of it remains unexplored.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to go to the Amazon. That would have been really nice, but 100 communities, I mean, the Amazon's huge, so I guess it would make sense. But I did not know that. I did not
Within the
know that.
forest are estimated to be 100 communities of people who are undiscovered and remain entirely separate from the rest of Brazil's population. Various communities have been found using aerial photography, including the Awa, who live a nomadic life that involves constantly moving their camp every few days. This is probably a good indication that they don't want to be disturbed.
Makes sense.
Number 7. Some Nazi war criminals fled to Brazil after the Second World War.
I did not know that. Um, Interesting though. Brazil. I guess that's a pretty good location. I mean, away from Europe, not America, um, not Russia, obviously. Stay away from Asia. Yeah, Brazil's a pretty good location.
After their
I would
defeat in Germany and the
go to
liberation of their
Brazil.
concentration camps, various Nazis escaped to Brazil and went into hiding. The most infamous was the notorious Dr. Josef Mengele, who was the
Mengele.
SS garrison physician at Auschwitz. An
Hmm.
Argentine historian actually claimed that Mengele was responsible for the sudden surge in twin births in his new Brazilian village home, but
Really?
this was later disproved.
Oh,
Mengele died of a stroke while swimming, drowning in the sea. He was buried under his false name, Wolfgang Gerard, and never faced capture or the consequences of his war crimes. Number 8. The most expensive home in Brazil is a $28 million Sao Paulo penthouse.
$28 million penthouse. Interesting. I did not know this either. Sao Paulo. I didn't go there. But interesting. Good to know.
Designed by Idemar Berazem, La Sal's Jardim is one of the tallest apartment blocks in Brazil and also the most expensive to live in. The penthouse is obviously the
Ooh.
jewel of the crown, measuring 1,400 square meters, underfloor heating, and an
Ooh.
ozone treated swimming pool. One of the building's most famous residents is Val Machiori, a former supermodel and socialite who's worth $60 million.
Wait. What? So she lives in the penthouse that's worth 28 mil, and she's only worth 60 mil. So half of her net worth is from her where she lives? Or I must have got that wrong. I don't know. Let's just see. Some of the world's biggest celebrities have toured Brazil's various shanty towns. I feel like I should know what a shanty town is, but I forgot.
Number 9. Some of the world's biggest celebrities have toured Brazil's various shanty towns. What could be
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's the yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I didn't. I knew that the like I forgot the name, but I knew that that place was the shanty towns were pretty important to Brazil. Yeah, some of the world's biggest celebrities have toured it. I mean, it's not surprising, really. Um, but yeah, I just forgot the
Better
name.
for some of the poorest people in the world than meeting some of the richest.
Yeah.
Brazil's favelas have been visited by Madonna in 2009, surrounded by bodyguards and reportedly wearing a bulletproof vest.
Oh,
Michael Jackson took a trip when he visited Rio to film a music video in 1996.
let's see.
The favelas are home to
Yeah,
1.4 million
favelas.
people in
That's what I
Rio,
remember.
which is 22% of the city's entire population. One of the favelas to be cleaned up and emptied of its drug dealing gangs was Santa Marta in 2008 and has consequently become a celebrity favorite.
Hmm.
Number 10. Half of Brazil's tourists will visit Rio.
This is very true. When I went to Rio, um, there were a lot of um, not only like people who weren't Brazilian visiting Rio, but a lot of like other Brazilians would like from I don't know where Sao Paulo or other cities would go to Rio and stay in a hotel and visit. Um, and half of the people who visit Brazil will visit Rio. I mean, it makes sense. It's one of the probably one of the like best like how do I explain this? Like one of the most can't miss cities in the world. Um, I'll definitely recommend visiting Rio.
The
Very different
majority
from
of
everywhere
tourists to
else.
Brazil come from Argentina, approximately 1.7 million people in.
That is also very true. When we were in line to see the Christ Redeemer, a lot of the people in line were Argentinian. And yeah, a lot of them come to see Christ up there. And I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. I definitely believe it.
2014. The majority will go to arguably Brazil's most famous city, Rio de Janeiro, mainly for its world famous carnival and stunning beaches. The most popular destination for business people is the country's financial center, Sao Paulo. Salvador is the capital of Afro Brazilian culture, and tourists also flock to the largest waterfall system in the
Wow.
world, Iguazu Falls.
I did not go there, but I wish I did. And if I ever go back to Brazil, I will make sure I go there. Looks very
Number
nice.
11. Brazil's most famous footballer is Pele.
I think this was obvious. Anybody who actually knows football knows Pele is the most famous Brazilian soccer player, football player, whatever you want to say. I mean, it's kind of obvious. The only one
Considered the
close would be
greatest in the
Neymar.
world by Maradona, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Lionel Messi. Growing up in poverty, Pele became the world's
Oh
greatest
my God.
footballer and has a legacy like
Yeah.
no other footballer. He was a part of the World Cup winning team in 1958 and 1962 and is still a Brazilian legend. Andy Warhol modified his classic 15 minutes of fame quote for Pele,
Yeah, he's got him.
claiming he would have 15 centuries of fame. His contemporaries have been
Did he
just
miss that?
claiming he would have 15 centuries of fame. His
He missed that.
contemporaries have been
They
just as
showed a clip of him
complimentary.
missing.
England's captain in 1966, Bobby Moore, claimed he was like magic in the air. Number 12. Brazil's highest mountain wasn't discovered until the 1950s.
You mean, like, how do you not discover the tallest thing in your country until 1950? Is it because, like, you need to go on the mountain for it to be discovered, or what?
Because
Let's
it's
see.
almost permanently covered in cloud.
Huh.
Pico de Neblina is appropriately named Mist Peak and stands at 9,823 feet above sea level. The first people to find it were Brazilian soldiers, and the first ascent took place in 1965. The story of its discovery varies, but the most popular is that pilots flew over it during a rare clear day. The mountain is also very difficult to access in a largely uninhabited region of the Amazon, which
Could they not accidentally fly into the mountain if it was foggy or what?
also explains why something as
Oh,
big as this went undiscovered for so long. Number 13. Brazil is home to the largest population of Catholics in the world.
that makes sense. I mean, they do have a very high population, very big country, and most of them are Catholic, so I can believe that.
73.6% of Brazilians are
Yeah.
Catholic, And one of the country's most famous monuments is Christ the
Exactly.
Redeemer, one of the new seven wonders of the world. Catholicism was introduced to Brazil during the colonial era, with spreading Christianity becoming one of the Portuguese's main missions. In recent years, the church has tried to oppose various governmental changes, including the proposal to legislate abortion, same sex marriage, and same sex adoption. Number 14. The Amazon rainforest produces one third of the Earth's oxygen.
Didn't know that.
Not only is the Amazon one of the biodiverse regions on the planet, it's pretty essential for our continued survival.
Just look at this. Look at how amazing this looks. Just green everywhere. And then there's a river. It's amazing.
Covering 1 billion acres, the rainforest is often
Yeesh.
nicknamed the lungs of our planet,
Yeah,
as
yeah, yeah.
well as the home of 10 million species of plants, insects, and animals. We also
10, insects and animals. Still though, 10 million plants, animals, and insects in that one forest.
wouldn't have avocados,
Insane.
black pepper, potatoes, pineapples, coffee, sugar, or tomatoes without it. So your refrigerator would look wildly different if it wasn't for the Amazon.
Hmm.
Number 15. One of Brazil's most famous exports, Carmen Miranda, was criticized by Brazilians.
I think I have heard of this actually. But I don't remember, so let's see, let's watch.
Carmen Miranda was a Portuguese Brazilian singer and
Mhm.
performer who made her American debut in 1940 after becoming Brazil's most popular singer. The Brazilian bombshell returned to her home country after making it big in America. Her fellow Brazilians remained unimpressed. The press considered her too Americanized, and the upper classes thought she was too black and in poor taste. She couldn't really win, but she died with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame regardless.
Dang.
Brazil has something for everyone. Whether you're a keen biologist or a party animal, there's plenty to enjoy and experiment with. The country's stereotypes only scratch the surface of its diverse culture, and after hosting the Olympic Games, it's undoubtedly going to see even more tourists fly into its 4,000 airports.
Yeah, she's right. Very nice country. Definitely recommend going. Um, yeah, I wish I could have gone more than just Rio, but even Rio itself is crazy. But anyways, that's the video. Thank you all for watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed. Please subscribe for more. It helps me out so much. And yeah, leave a comment down below. Have you visited Brazil? And if not, do you want to go? So yeah, let me know. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all next time.